వెల్కమ్ బ్యాక్. వీణా వాణిలకు టెస్టులు చేశారు లండన్ డాక్టర్లు. ఆపరేషన్ సాధ్యాసాధ్యాలపై చర్చలు జరిపారు.
సిటీ స్కాన్, ఎంఆర్ఐ అవన్నీ పరీక్షలు చేయించాము. ఆ పరీక్షల్ని కూడా వాళ్ళు ఎగ్జామిన్ చేసిన తర్వాత వాళ్ళు ఏమనుకుంటున్నారన్నది ఇప్పుడు వాళ్ళు మీకు ముందు చెప్తారు. అదే కూడా మేము పేరెంట్స్ కూడా వాళ్ళకి చెప్పినాము, డిస్కస్ చేసినాము. దాని వాళ్ళు ఏం చెప్పారో కూడా మళ్ళీ మీరు పేరెంట్స్ ని కూడా వాళ్ళని డైరెక్ట్ అడిగితే వాళ్ళు మీకు చెప్తారు. ఇప్పుడు నేను మన డాక్టర్ గారు డేవిడ్ గారిని, తర్వాత జిలానీ గారికి హిందీ కూడా వస్తుంది. ఎవరన్నా హిందీలో అడగదలుచుకుంటే కూడా ఏమన్నా డాక్టర్ గారు ఆన్సర్ చేయగలుగుతారు. సో ఫస్ట్ నేను డాక్టర్ డేవిడ్ నావే గారిని మాట్లాడమని కోరుతున్నాను.
Okay. I'd like to introduce. I know we've been introduced. I'm David Dunaway. I'm a consultant plastic surgeon who leads the craniofacial unit at Great Ormond Street. And myself, my colleague Awais Jilani have arrived. Okay, have come today to meet Veena Vani and their family to assess whether it might be possible to consider separating them in a safe and reasonable way. And we've met with Veena Vani and all of their doctors under the leadership of Professor Reddy and looked at the investigations that have been undertaken to date. And from what we can see, there looks to be a good possibility that we may be able to undertake a separation if we all agree that that's in their best interests. So we're currently under the process of investigating that further, just to see and check that it can be done in a good and safe way. I don't know if my colleague Oais would like to say something.
So my name is Awais Jilani, as Professor Reddy and Mr. Dunaway have already mentioned. We've taken the opportunity to see Veena and Vani this morning.
You can speak in English.
We've examined them and had a look at the investigations. And as Mr. Dunaway has already alluded, we feel that there is a good chance that we should be able to undertake the surgery with a good outcome for both children. मैं थोड़ी बहुत हिंदी बोल लेता हूँ. जैसे प्रोफेसर रेड्डी ने आपसे कहा हुआ है, मिस्टर डनवे और मैं हम ग्रेट ऑर्मंड स्ट्रीट हॉस्पिटल लंदन में काम करते हैं और ऐसे 2 केसेस पहले हम कर चुके हैं हमारे अस्पताल में. दोनों केसेस, एक केस लगभग 10 साल पहले किया हुआ है और दूसरा केस हमने 4 साल पहले किया था. और दोनों केसेस में अब दोनों लड़कियां, दोनों बच्चियां बिल्कुल ठीक तरह से हैं और सर्जरी दोनों केसेस में सक्सेसफुल हुई थी. प्रोफेसर रेड्डी और इनकी टीम ने हमें यहाँ इसी वजह से बुलाया कि हम वीना और वानी को देख सकें, इनके इन्वेस्टिगेशंस देखें और फिर हम अपनी राय दें कि ये सर्जरी कर सकते हैं और अगर कर सकते हैं इस सर्जरी के खतरे क्या होंगे. तो हमने आज पूरा दिन इसी पे स्पेंड किया है, डिस्कशंस पे, और वीना वानी से मिले हैं और अब हम आपको अपनी ओपिनियन दे सकते हैं. So this type of surgery, given the complexity of the surgery, our advice would be that this surgery, should it go ahead, should be in London at our institution, simply because of the experience that the hospital has in dealing with such cases. The safest way to do this surgery is to break it up into small, safer steps, and that's certainly been our experience. So at the moment we're proposing to do the surgery over 5 stages, and the total duration would be somewhere between 6 and 12 months. We think it's about 9 months. Sorry? जी वीना वानी से काफी बातें की हमने सुबह। बहुत प्यारी बच्चियां हैं, बहुत समझदार बच्चियां हैं और क्लियरली अंडरस्टैंडिंग इनकी काफी है, ये समझ लेती हैं कि हम क्या कह रहे हैं और इनने हमसे कहा कि ये चाहती हैं कि अगर सर्जरी सेफली कर सके तो ये लड़कियां चाहती हैं कि ये सर्जरी हो और ताकि ये मोर नॉर्मल जिंदगी रह सके। हर सर्जरी कोई भी सर्जन कर ले तो कॉम्प्लिकेशंस होती है। ऐसा तो नहीं हो सकता कि कॉम्प्लिकेशन के बगैर सर्जरी हो, लेकिन जैसे हमने आपसे कहा है, ये इनका केस देखकर हमें लगता है कि चांसेस ऑफ सक्सेस काफी हाई हैं और इस वजह से क्योंकि चांसेस ऑफ सक्सेस हाई हैं, हम कह रहे हैं कि ये सर्जरी हम कर सकते हैं। कॉम्प्लिकेशंस हो सकती हैं और कॉम्प्लिकेशंस काफी हो सकती हैं। इन्फेक्शन कॉम्प्लिकेशन होती है, ब्लड लॉस ब्लीडिंग कॉम्प्लिकेशंस हो सकती हैं और ये कॉम्प्लिकेशंस भी हो सकती है कि इनको ब्रेन इंजरी, ब्रेन डैमेज हो इस सर्जरी की वजह से। उसके चांसेस कम हैं लेकिन जीरो नहीं है। परसेंटेज कहना काफी मुश्किल है क्योंकि ये बहुत रेयर केसेस हैं। जैसे हमने आपसे कहा हुआ है, हमारी एक्सपीरियंस काफी है और 2 केसेस की है। जो हमारे 2 केसेस हम कर चुके हैं उनमें 4 बच्चे अब ठीक हैं, वो हम कह सकते हैं। अगर हमें आप कहें कि गैस करना होगा तो हमें लगता है कि ग्रेटर देन 80% चांस है कि यह सर्जरी अच्छी तरह से होगी। I'll hand over to my colleague, Mr. Dunaway, to answer that.
Yes, we've had a chance to meet the parents this morning and to meet Veena and Vani, and we've just started that process of talking about whether we would like to go forward. And I think at this early stage, we're all agreed that if we can find a possible and good way to go forward, that we would like to do so. So there's an agreement about that. There's lots to be done before we actually start, and we don't want to bring them to England until we're absolutely ready. And from a surgical point of view, we've got more planning, we've got to look at the scans in more detail, and there are a few more investigations we need to do to look at the blood supply. We need to undertake some 3-dimensional modelling and printing the skulls and blood vessels so that we can plan in absolute detail what we're going to do before we start. And then, of course, there are the social issues. It would mean coming to London for a long period of time, and we need to work out how we're going to support Veena and Vani and their family through that very difficult process of undergoing prolonged surgery in a foreign country for them. So lots of preparation, and we really want to get this absolutely right before we consider starting. The costs of something that we haven't addressed yet. This mission for us today to come here is to look about the possibilities, and until we've worked out exactly what we're going to do and how we do it, I think those are not issues that can be addressed, and they're certainly not issues that Mr. Gilani and I want to address. Our job here is to look after Veena and Vani and separate them in the safest possible way. We have people who will be able to look at the costs for that.
Do you expect the surgery to start this year?
We'd be hopeful that it could start this year, but as I said, there's a lot of planning to go ahead, and we have to make the final decision as well. Is it the right thing to do? And we won't proceed unless we're absolutely sure that we can do this with minimal chance of as minimal chance as possible of risks or complications.
When you say it's a rare case, one in how many million? When you say it is a rare case, this is one in how many million?
So one in about 2.5 million, something like that, for craniopagus. Of this type of craniopagus, about one set every 1 to 2 years in the whole world are born. So this is an incredibly rare condition. One set every 1 or 2 years.